Hey.
Hola.
Did you just say something in English?
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said. I was trying to figure it out.
Me?
Yes.
I said hola.
Okay. So the answer to my question was no. Okay.
I didn't hear your question.
No, you answered. I said, did you say something in English? Because I couldn't hear what you said.
No, I didn't.
What's going on, peoples? Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to check us on YouTube. I was supposed to send a link to somebody.
Well, in the meantime, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you're joining us via the replay, we thank you. Also, share the video. Heart it, love it, share.
I like that. Initiative. Talk to people in the future. I like it.
All right, how everybody doing? What's going on with everybody?
Good.
I'm
full now. I was hungry before.
I want to try one of them gliders or glaciers. So what you call them? Glenchers? What you call them?
Sound like she's trying to get glizzy out.
What's it called?
It's a grinder.
Grinder. I knew it started with a G.
There you go.
I never heard of no grinder.
Maybe it's a Chicago thing, though.
I mean, they put the subs in the toaster in Subway. I ain't never heard them call it no grinder. They say you want it toasted. They don't say you want it grinded.
Subway.
Yeah, because it's not called that. It's Subway.
Subway is called a toasted sub.
It's called a toasted sub.
There's actual like grinder spots here. Like spots that just sell grinders is what they do. So
technically, potbellies would be considered grinders.
Yeah.
Well, so have you ever had potbelly?
No. I probably have one time. I think one time a long time ago.
It's another spot here called Penn Station. They're pretty decent too. They probably be considered that too, but so with that, you hiding cold?
Yeah, Ladybug all up on me. I don't know what she wants.
See, Justin was trying to attack earlier.
That's because Tristan was coming in the door.
Yeah.
And she kind of doing this on my leg. What do you want?
She wants some attention.
Yeah, then she lay down on her back. Oh, she want me to rub her stomach.
How that thing going with you? How was y'all weeks?
My week was good.
I've been off all week, so.
You got fired?
I will never get fired.
Oh, you quit first, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't feeling good, and I needed some time off.
You straight?
Mm-hmm.
So did that make for like a good week or what?
I mean, chill. I was able to chill. You know what I'm saying? My little arthritis was flaring up, and I was working over every day. So the doctor was like, man, she apologized. She said, when I told her where I worked, she's like, oh, I'm sorry you work for the jail. She used to work for a different county. And she was like, you'll never get better because you won't be able to take your medication because they work us so much. Like the weekend, Friday, I got held over a shift into the third shift. Saturday, I got held over into the third shift, So Sunday, Ladybug. It just seemed like every day. You know what I'm saying? And it's a jail, so it's 24/7. So it has to have coverage. So I understand you'll get mandated, but I don't like the way they do it. When I worked at the county in Chicago, if I got mandated to stay, I knew for the rest of, like today, I knew for the rest of the pay period, I'm not getting mandated again because they go by seniority and they start from the bottom. Who first they ask for volunteers, then they start mandating people and they go by seniority. Here, they kind of go by, you know how some jobs where you have people that don't work, right? Then you had a people that do a lot of work and won't say anything. They do their job, and you ask them to do something, they'll do it. But then you have the ones that's lazy and actually have an attitude that you ask them to do something. Well, and then it seems like the supervisors are scared to make the ones that don't work. So they'll just go to the ones that they know ain't gonna give them no pushback and overwork them. It's almost like that. They scared to call certain people to be like, hey, I ain't got no relief for you. So they call the same ones. And it's really not fair. I shouldn't be getting stuck every single day,
So
working 21 hours a day, every day.
So you needed a mental health day.
No, my arthritis was flaring up. So the doctor couldn't give me
Yeah, physically,
any
mentally you drained too.
mm-hmm.
Did you feel better?
A little bit. I still gotta find a rheumatologist because she could only give me muscle relaxers. She couldn't give me, anything that I really needed. So she's referring me
Oh
though.
no, Shaka. I don't
What
want
you
to talk
call
about.
us?
I don't want to talk about rheumatoid arthritis.
Homo sapiens. Oh, okay.
Yeah, not to
That's not.
It's
dang,
like it's like dang,
Well,
Your
I
picture
Picture
gone.
gone.
huh?
Your
Your
picture's
picture's
gone.
gone.
I can see y'all.
can't
Can't
see
see
you.
you.
But I
Yeah.
I
Your
mean,
picture's
y'all.
Picture
gone and
gone
you
and you
echoing.
echoing.
I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay.
Okay.
And just for clarity about it, I was not trivializing the fact that my sister has rheumatoid arthritis. It's just like my mom had that real bad, and I don't want to talk about it. That's all. So
talking about old donuts.
we can talk about old donuts, So, there you go. There you go. I was explaining to them that I wasn't saying that I didn't care about that, but
I mean, I know why.
Yeah, so I don't want to talk about it. So, Jay, how was your week?
My week was fantabulous. Saturday, me and the wife went out to eat. I bit the hell out of my tongue. It literally just healed. I bit my tongue like all the way through. It hurt like hell. Really bad.
Dang.
Yeah, he was really hungry that night.
It wasn't even like I was really hungry. Or it wasn't like the food
What
was
was
good, but it wasn't even like it was. I don't know how the hell I did it, but I bit it bad. It's literally just now healed to where like I can eat shit and not be in pain. Um, but yeah, we went out. Sunday was my birthday. We went paintballing. Had a ball. Probably some of the most fun I've had in a very long time. Um, I got some amazing gifts. My wife like really showed me she appreciated me. So she categorized my gifts to the five senses. So I had a bag for taste, which had like all my favorite candies and stuff in it, and I had a bag for smell. So I got some new cologne. I had a bag for touch, and I've been asking for new pajamas and a robe. I got that. Sight. I got in my office and here I got like colorful lights and stuff. So I got more lights and I got a neon sign. And hearing, this one was she really owed me these, but I got some more earbuds. So
she owe you those?
yeah, she owed me some earbuds because she had so backstory. I've had 3 pair of earbuds. The first pair my wife lost when we was on a flight from Miami. The second pair I got for Christmas last year, my daughter lost, and
I
yeah,
don't understand what that means.
I got them for Christmas.
No. I'm talking about the comment.
Happy birthday,
The
DeMarcus.
Marcus of the Jay. Marcus. I get it. Glad you
Oh,
had a great time.
I ain't used your whole name in so long.
This one. But all in all, I had a great time. We went paintballing, went out to eat. I met a cousin that I never met before, didn't even know existed. I got to hang out with my brothers. One of my brothers flaked out on me, but we'll talk about that at some other time. I wish my younger brother could have been here. That probably would have completed everything. Other than that, I had this is
we
probably
probably needed him for paintballing too though.
hell yeah. He gonna be up here soon, so we're gonna have to go. In between these next 2 holidays, we're gonna have to go because he's gonna be up here. So
I got more tickets.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to go again, and I'm definitely gonna layer up better than I did Sunday. But we had a good time. It was amazing. So nothing. All the
My
women in this house is Tasha's responsibility.
my week run into that. I mean, it was basically about the same thing. We went paintballing. Look, cuz guy came to hang out. What else? Really, nothing new happened to me. I had outpatient surgery on my arm. Nothing real major.
Oh, you had to have
Also,
her.
they was able to go and get it all out.
What they had to get out?
BB. I had a BB in my arm.
You gotta tell that story.
I was shot with a BB. That's the story.
But they were able to remove it.
Yeah, they removed it. So, but I don't go back in for a follow up to like the 29th. So basically, they don't want me to really do too much with my arm until then, even though it's just a small incision with like one stitch in it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want me to do too much until the end. And then I still have to go in for the purpose of me getting beat because my other arm is the one that was bothering me. I think I got a torn tendon in my left arm, and they wanted to do an MRI. I couldn't do it because of the BB that was in my right arm. So, but I think they were really just sucking insurance about me. You know what I'm saying? Because they did a lot to get this little BB out. I mean, they put me to sleep, put a local anesthesia in me. They had me in a room for like 8 hours. You know, it was a lot going on to take a little BB out. And we could have did this shit in my kitchen table, but. So we had that happen on Friday. Other than that, we've been over at the tattoo shop doing a lot of stuff over at the tattoo shop, getting it taken care of. Me and Lil Bro been hanging out a lot, getting that done. So that's really been my week over there. Football is over with. My cheerleaders, they came in second place on both levels. I had my Pee-wees, which is my 10-year-olds, and then we had our varsity squad, which is usually 8th graders, but my varsity squad was a mixture of 4th and 6th graders. I had one 8th grader on the team, but the rest of them was 4th graders on the team. They competed against 8th graders, and they came in second place. So they took care of business. Like it was out of 4 to 5 teams. They came in second place. My younger girls who were the 2nd graders, they competed against the 10-year-olds, and they came in second place also in their division. So my cheerleaders did real good, especially this first year really having cheerleaders in the last 4 years, I think. Last 4 years, we just came back with cheerleaders, so they did really good. I'll tell you about that. I could not make it to competition because it was the same day we were out for Jamarcus's day. You know what I'm saying? When we were out paintballing and hanging out, we went out because we kind of hung out for a while. We put paintball and went to grab something to eat, talked to Cuz for a while because she wasn't used to being around with us either. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of know I know the majority of family that we got going around here. So I'm kind of able to talk to everybody. So we did that and hung out. And that was really about it going into this year. Other than that, I've just been working with Epoxy to get that going. Watching the news.
Epoxy gonna be the death of you, boy.
I'm having a blast with Epoxy. We just did. I'll show you what I did the other day. I did some other day.
What's up with us getting some for my daddy?
He's coming up here. I got that taken care of. I've been had that.
That's not what we discussed. Discussed.
Disgusting.
That's not what we had discussed it.
I got that. He's supposed to actually tell me he's gonna try to come up here tomorrow.
Well, yeah, when I talked to Jesse, I think he said they was meeting there Friday. Because, they're going to a funeral in Milwaukee.
Right.
And then they come in to check on Uncle Willie.
Correct. Thank you for the congratulations.
Hey, cuz.
So moving along for that. Oh, before we start getting to freedom of the speech talk, I just did y'all hear? Jamarcus was just telling me about the young lady who went on vacation with her friends, and
what's her name? Shanquinette.
Shanquilla Robinson.
Now I'm gonna tell you this. I'm probably gonna go to the fiery pit when I get up out of here. I'm kind of coming to terms with it. I was watching that video, and girl's name is like Shakonita,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
something like that. And while they're explaining what happened, they said her mom's name. Her mom's name is like Salamander or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you heard, huh?
I couldn't hear nothing else they were saying. And they put the name on the screen, so it's how it's spelled. It's like SALAMADA something. So I'm like, I literally had to go back and watch the video again to even hear what happened to them.
Did you see the actual video of her and the girl?
I didn't. I seen like a little bit, like the bit that I saw looked like a boomerang video because it just kept looping. Like a 4-second part was like the girl is just, it's one girl hitting her something. I did hear a part where her best friend is a guy. He was supposed to be there, and he said something like, "You ain't gonna even fight back," and she said no. You know what I'm saying, and then that's
no. He said hit her back or something. I don't think that was the best friend because the guy.
What he said was, "You ain't gonna even fight back."
Yeah, no. I saw the video, and she said no, she didn't want to fight, and the girl, and which is they're trying to say is transgender, but somebody else was in the comments saying no. I know my cousin went to school with him. That is a girl, but whatever. Regardless, it just feels like they didn't like her, and why was she invited? You know what I mean? Nobody stopped this fight, huh?
She's pretty.
Mm-hmm. Nobody stopped this
The
fight.
girl didn't have no clothes on. This fool was recording her while she's naked, on top of being assaulted, because she didn't swing back at all, not once. She didn't defend herself at all. All she did was cover up, which is even more alarming because there were more than just the 3 people that we know that were there. The 2 girls that were fighting and the one guy that was recording. I think there were like a total of 5 of them or something like that.
But right. One of them supposedly came the next day.
Nobody even thought to say, let's break this up. You know what I mean? And then they all come back with conflicting stories. Like, to me, I don't know that I would be able to handle that specifically. And then they come back and they say, they called her mother, I guess, and told her mother that she passed from alcohol poisoning, and comes back, she got a broken neck and a broken back.
And no alcohol in her system.
So what happened to her after the fight? Because, I mean, like, you can tell, okay, that wasn't it. So what happened after the fact? And who was the girl she was fighting?
I'm pretty sure somebody.
They got the names. They say they got the names, but the problem is the U.S. can't arrest them for murder because it didn't happen on U.S. soil. And the Mexican police are saying the police initially didn't find anything right for foul play.
Mm-hmm.
So they have killed this girl and could possibly get away with it.
Yes.
Honestly, and this is going to sound like the worst thing ever coming from me, but as a family member, if I were a family member of Shanquilla, that would probably be best case scenario for me.
The thing about it being best case scenario is over here, when you go to do something to them, you're going to get in trouble for it.
Here's the thing. I think, and if I'm her mother, and all of us are parents, right? So when it comes to my kid, I'll gladly go to jail and smile on my mugshot.
Me too. Shit, family, period.
I mean, it'll be some movie type stuff. You know how on those movies where somebody do something, the scary movies, they done did something and they pass, and then one by one they coming up missing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm gonna tell you this: it wouldn't just be me.
Hell no.
It wouldn't just be me.
Hell no. And it's so sad when you think about it, because it all goes back to the fact that apparently she thought they were her friends. You see what I'm saying? That's the worst part about it, is that she was with these people that she trusted, and they weren't even there a full day before they killed her.
Now that happened the day that she got there.
Yeah.
The day that she got there, and they said she had a lot of stuff going on. She had her own couple of businesses. She was like a braider, something like that. She was doing a lot of stuff online. So she was 25 years old.
That's crazy, bro. That is nuts to me. It's so much mystery around it. Nobody's speaking out, which also makes me feel like even the ones that weren't may not have been physically involved with it, like, you're helping trying to cover it up. So I think all the ass need to be locked up.
That's the issue. Everybody's trying to cover it up, trying to cover up what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Yes, Linnell, I sent the link to her.
Every last one of them need to be arrested. It's sad. Definitely praying for the family, and Man, that's some shit that you never want to hear. Specifically as a parent, um, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
Mm-mm. No. And you called me with that BS story too? Nah.
And you know what's crazy? I feel like Charleston White. Like, crazy as it sounds, like if I'm getting my ass whooped and I get up and I see the motherfucker with the camera, that's the motherfucker I'm gonna shoot first. When I get a hold of whoever the fuck that was recording, I'm on your ass because you had the power to stop that shit. You had
I
the
want
power.
everybody in their ass because everybody had the
Everybody
power to
getting it,
stop
but
it.
that motherfucker recording it, talking about some you ain't gonna fight back. I'm gonna tie your ass up and beat
They
the fuck
said
out
that
you.
dude
And
was
make
her
sure you
best
go fight.
friend.
That's
But
crazy.
I don't think that was her best friend because I saw a video of a guy saying he was like, I didn't see no fight. I was not there. He said he got there the next day and they told her she was sick. She was laying in another room. He said she was not found dead when he was sitting there and waiting because that's what they told him. She wasn't feeling good. He said, I sat there next to her, she was laying on the couch, rubbing her head, waiting for the nurse to come.
So she was alive when he got there, supposedly,
Supposedly, that's what he
but she
said.
couldn't speak,
I
and she
guess
didn't tell him what happened.
he ain't say nothing about her speaking, so it's
They say she was swole up, man. He lying too.
I'm don't
He
sound
lying
right
too.
about that.
right because
She
she
was
should have been
swole
able to
up.
tell what happened if she wasn't dead.
Right.
Guess what? If she can't tell what happened, you get that she swole up. Alcohol don't do this.
Right. Alcohol don't do that. What the fuck happened to her?
Who lumped her up like this? Nah, what's up? Y'all better hit. Y'all better bring it
Y'all
in
gonna have
too.
to kill me
Y'all
too.
got to do it again.
I'm gonna have a double homicide this month.
Y'all got to do it again. I ain't finna walk. Let me walk in the door with my boy or even my buddy lumped up laying on the couch. You gonna tell me alcohol did it? If I don't say it, I'm just getting up swinging on cats. The first person who tell me that get busted in their mouth.
Hell yeah. That shit.
And I don't care who it is, man, woman, or what. I'm knocking some. Let me walk in there. That's like me walking in there and Nicole laying on the couch. You know what I'm saying? I get there. She laying on the couch, lumped up, and they try to tell me, well, yeah, she was drinking an alcohol poisoning and she ain't feeling good. And I get there and look at her, and I could tell somebody to put their hands on her. I'm whooping everybody in the house. Y'all bet. I mean, they better know when I come in the door. Just jump on this nigga when he come in. Y'all just mob him. Don't even let him see. Don't even let him see him. When he come in the door, you behind the door. As soon as you walk in, just go in on him.
Get on his ass.
Get on, because if not, man, please. Anything in hand, I'm hitting you with it. I don't. It ain't no such thing as man and woman in this house. Everybody in the house getting their ass whooped. Everybody. And I said, I'm just putting hands on. And then let me find out you don't make it.
That's over.
Y'all might well lock me up now. I tell the police, y'all might well lock me up, bro. Y'all might as well, because I'm going to jail anyway.
How so? Wait, they did the autopsy in Mexico? Have they? Is her body?
I think they did when they got back home.
They did the autopsy here when they got her body back here because Mexico was trying to say that it wasn't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't no homicide in that. So
they just didn't want to deal with it, huh?
Right. Them tourists, they Americans, let them handle their own shit.
But it ain't nothing that the American judicial
can
do about
nothing.
It didn't happen here.
Nothing. I think they can come out and say they did it, and we can't do nothing about it.
Man, as a family member, as a family member, like you said, if something like that happened to one of y'all, man, I could not take that. What the fuck you mean you can't do nothing about it? We citizens. Mm-hmm. One of us was killed somewhere else. We still American citizens. What the fuck? That don't count for nothing?
But nothing. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't do nothing about it when I retaliate either. Then.
Exactly.
Leave it alone. Call it black on black crime. Leave it alone.
Call it black on black crime.
Leave it alone. We like the Chinese. We gonna handle our own shit.
Man, that's sad. Prayers to the family, man. Prayers to the family. That's
and I don't even mean to talk with this much violence again because I know they already feeling a certain type of way. So me being worked up about it, if they were hearing this, it ain't gonna make them feel no better. So let me be damn sad.
Well, on a brighter note, did y'all hear that Trump is running for president in 2024?
You say on a brighter note. Ruffling feathers, huh?
Yeah. Did y'all see that video where the comedians on stage the woman threw that beer can at her full of beer? It's a woman on stage. She's Jewish, and she's a comedian, and you know how comedians ask, "Well, anybody got any questions?" So it's the comedian asks, "Do anybody got any y'all got any questions for me or something like that?" And the woman raised her hand. She said, "Yeah, what's your question?" The woman says, "You didn't vote for Trump, did you?" the comedian goes, she say, "Why would you ask me that? What does it matter who I voted for?" Like, some, you know, she say, I could tell from your jokes, you didn't vote for Trump. And the woman goes, "Well, obviously I'm Jewish, so why would you ask a Jewish person if I voted for Trump?" They go back and forth for a little bit, and the comedian goes, "Well, I'm pretty sure the crowd just wants you to be quiet. So how about we just let the woman go? Ain't nobody told me to be quiet." Old girl say, "By a round of applause, do y'all want her to shut up?" Everybody started clapping, right? She's like, "There you go." She's standing there for a second, a full can of beer that's open come flying past her head and hit the backstop. Boom! Beer go everywhere. She reached down, pick it up, and drank the beer.
Ain't no way.
The video go off with her saying, "This is some bullshit." The video go off, so you don't know if they put the woman out or not.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
I'd have been in that crowd.
Also, I don't know much about this story, so forgive me for probably not having all the facts around it. But I forget what school it was. But the former football player went back to this school and he shot 3 of his teammates, killed 3 of them. 3 of
Well,
his
he shot 5, right? 3
Yeah.
of them died. 1 is still fighting for his life.
Yeah, I don't know what was the reasoning behind it. And they were black, unfortunately.
So I read somewhere that they were saying he was bullied. Not saying that means anything, you know, that gives him a right, but
he was still at the school, like, or he had graduated from the school and came back.
I'm not sure the particulars. I just know he was a former teammate of theirs, and he went back and shot 5, killed 3.
Oh, this was in college.
Yeah, this just happened like Monday, I think it was.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I heard about the university.
They said he shot one of them while he was asleep on the bus or something.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So he went to shoot them, and he didn't just go to shoot up the school.
Targeted. It was definitely targeted. It wasn't.
No, the thing is, he shot who he wanted.
Right.
So it wasn't like no extra people got shot or nothing. He literally got these people.
Yeah.
Something else going on there. We're gonna have to get more of that story out when he decided to tell his story. And see, they might have owed him some money or something, you know.
Either way, again, as a parent, I'm what my child did, owed, whatever. You know, if I see you, goddamn it, you better still have that.
But that's how it is. You know, it's on site. But every time something happens, we understand consequences of it. But that's just like the kid they could have been totally in the wrong. These guys, they could have been threatening him, whatever. And I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, give him an excuse for anything. But at that point, you know, you get to the point like whatever the consequences is what the consequences is. Because most of the time, you know, hey, somebody coming back.
Because it's a reason why he didn't just come say, "Oh, I'm tired of everybody," and just shooting up everybody. Because now he having a mental breakdown. He went to get who he was going to get, and it's a reason.
Yeah, it was a reason. He went to get them particular. And ain't nobody else get shot. It was like these particular people. You gonna go to his house, you gonna have a dream board with them on.
It's not funny. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm not making light of the subject, like the thing, because like I say, somebody has lost their life. They had a family, so I'm not trying to be insensitive to them. I'm just saying that this was thought of. You know what I'm saying? This is something that irked him. You know what I'm saying? And we got to wait to get. It could have been something like, "No, I don't want to give it excuses, so I'm gonna be quiet." I'm saying I don't want to try to make it seem like it's something that isn't when we don't know what it is.
And it's crazy. You see him, and it's like, and that's why you really can't judge a book by its cover. Because when I saw the picture, I'm just kind of like, wow, I would have never thought he would do anything like that. You know, just by looking at him.
That's because he's dark skinned. If he was dark skinned with that same face, you'd have been like, "Yeah,
he is dark skinned."
He ain't eye complexion. Well, okay.
I mean, but I wouldn't consider him light. He ain't light skinned.
He ain't light skinned, but he ain't eye complexion. He lighter than us.
He like a caramel.
Yeah.
No, that ain't why. Because I thought I looked at him and felt like he's one of us. He on the dark skin side. He darker than the brown paper bag.
Not by much shit.
I'm gonna check it out and see.
The producer find a picture of him.
But I wonder if I wonder if he gonna even speak to it and say what was his reasoning behind it.
It don't even matter at this point. You going to jail forever.
No, I know, but I just want to know.
If you don't get the death penalty, do they have that in Virginia?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Moving over toward freedom of speech, where we were getting at. Yes, and starting off today. Before we even get to Kyrie and all them, what if they raped him?
All right. The R word is one of those forbidden words.
See, this is the thing. I didn't want to start getting into throwing out reasons for him to have done it with all of them. So that's why I didn't go there, like him or somebody he knew, maybe the sister or whatever. Until we kind of figure out what was going on with it, I don't want to start throwing out hypotheses of what would make him do that. Because then it seems like we're trying to justify him doing that. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, there are things in our heads that would justify it no matter what the consequences are. But, you know what I'm saying, it has to be whatever's going on with him.
Honestly, because flip side Jay, if you go back to that first topic with Shanquilla and those same kids end up dying, but you don't have the backstory about what happened to her, and you hear somebody killed 5 kids, without damn kids, but you hear somebody killed 5 people, you're like, damn, what the hell? What?
Right. It's basically like in that same scenario, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't want to start throwing out, you know what I'm saying, defenses for him, and we don't know what's going on with it. Now, y'all can keep talking about it in the comments. Y'all can side of me and all that y'all want. We gonna move on.
But my whole thing, the difference is with the young lady that was killed in Mexico. If she did something, because the girl did say in the video, I'm tired of her stuff or whatever. Why was she invited? Did y'all just need because it's an expensive trip, so you needed an extra person? Was this planned? Y'all on this trip under the guise of being her friend?
Yeah, they all need to be caned. I'm saying
They could have beat her up in North Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, I think everybody who was there needs something to happen to them. Period. That's how I feel about that situation. Everybody who's there needs something to happen to them. So, without getting around it, but pushing on. I was going to the guy who got fired, the teacher who got fired for saying that for telling the students that he was racist.
Oh, he got fired now?
Yeah, he got fired.
Yeah, he got fired.
Good for him.
Why was that good?
Because when you're in a job of teaching,
okay,
if you're a police officer,
mm-hmm.
if you're a doctor,
okay.
lawyer,
mm-hmm.
Certain professions, I know the reality is you don't know who have what feelings, but
right.
but you can't. I feel like you can't say those things in certain professions because
what things?
That you're racist.
Why not?
Because when you're racist, you're gonna automatically do things that may not be fair. I don't think you can be racist and be fair against people that you're racist against.
I think you believe that because of what you're defining racist as, and not what he was saying.
Well,
educate me. I think that's the bigger issue in this.
Maybe because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch all the video because it was like multiple to have right. The whole video. I ain't really
The thing is, I think the issue is the students that he was having the conversation with were too young to understand the conversation, and they weren't trying to understand it either way once they heard certain things.
So what was he saying? Period. He was just trying to say he felt like his race was superior.
Yes.
Yeah, he would say he wants the advancement of his race, basically. Because they tried to ask him about hating. He said, I don't hate any other race. I didn't say I hated another race or anything. And he said, I think everybody believes that their race should be superior. Or they want the advancement of their race if they had to choose about it, which is what racist is. To me, I'm racist. I say that all the time.
But that's not what racism is, though.
But words are defined by people. And what he said in there was that he is ethnocentric, what is that? Let's say, believes that race is equated with particular traits, believes that some races are superior to others, results in an unequal distribution of power on the basis of race.
What is left out of that, and I'm not sure if this is this is a
I
definition.
can't see that.
But what's being left off of that is the fact that when you're racist and you've experienced racism, there's a form of prejudice or antagonistic actions formed against you, or you do them towards others. That's what makes you racist. I think the terminology was incorrect, and I think as an educator, it was ignorant of him to not think before he spoke. I
Well, what he said
understand
though, he said he was ethnocentric. He didn't see the
he said he was
children called
he said he was racist. He
once
said
the children said it, he said yes, if that's what you're saying. He said, I'm ethnocentric. That's what he said. And then he explained what that was. And they said, so you're saying you racist?
Then he should, if it wasn't that, then he should have said, no, that's not what I'm saying.
What
This is what this means. As
he
an
said,
educator, he should have educated them on what ethnocentric meant.
what I'm saying is at that point, no matter what it is, that group of people was not going to hear whatever he was saying.
So basically, he
Well,
just,
I would
yeah,
push
I'm
back on you
racist
on
to
that,
some
right?
kids that don't understand.
And to kind of push back on that, right? He's an educator. His job is to teach kids who don't understand, who don't want to listen. That's his job.
To what?
To educate students who don't
He
Right.
tried
want
to.
listen.
They didn't listen. He stopped. He's like, okay, look, I'm not saying this. This is what I'm saying. And they were like, just over the top. Oh, I ain't got no respect for you no more. I just respect you. I don't respect you. And blah blah blah. And all
But
that.
they wasn't that aggressive.
Yes, they were.
Nuh-uh, the little boy said, because I did see that part. He said, it was two little boys. The one that was sitting down, he said, well, I can't even, really respect you no more. He wasn't, well, I can't respect you. They wasn't hype like
Yes,
that.
they were more aggressive than him. He never even moved. He sat there with his leg crossed, talking real calm.
But the one sitting there,
They
he
were
was
talking
not
over
hopping
him.
around.
Every time he said something, they got louder and talked over him to press the fact that he kept saying
Maybe
he was
after
racist.
went on, because the first part I saw, they were not.
As the adult, as the educator, it was his obligation to either help them to understand his point or move along, because there was no win in that situation for him.
I agree.
There was no win for him in that situation. So it was either let me explain to you what it is that I meant, and maybe I misspoke, or let's just move on. Because
I honestly believe at first it shouldn't even been answered.
Agreed.
For that group of kids, when that question was asked, it should have been left that alone in that situation, because you can barely have that conversation with adults and they understand what you're saying.
I agree.
My own problem with it is because yes, I feel like everybody wants their race to be better. I mean, it's demonstrated, and in society, how Chinese
I don't think
people.
everybody want it.
Well, hear me
I
out.
don't think black people want it.
Well, hear me out. How Chinese people, they build with each other, hire each other. They're starting to hire out. I go on a beauty supply and see some
Asian,
black
let's
people.
be correct here.
What I say?
Chinese people.
Okay, Asian.
Just speaking directly to that.
Asians or Jewish people.
Jewish, ain't no Jewish people.
All right.
White people. Mel, stop it, please. They will help each other. You know what I mean? Black people, a lot of black people, there are black people that want to help, and they support each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we're getting there or trying to get there. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I won't, because I feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I would rather see, I want to see black people rise and prosper, that's just like family. You know what I'm saying? You want your family, you're going to choose your family to help out before somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But my whole point, I guess the problem I had with it when he said, yes, I'm racist. To me, that's different from wanting your race. And just because you want your race to prosper, that don't mean you think your race is superior.
You automatically think white power. You automatically, because of the fact of the racism that we have went through as a community, you know what I'm saying? It sounds different coming from a Caucasian person
It
to hear them
does.
say that. You know what I'm saying?
It,
Because
it
I say
does.
it all the time, and don't nobody bat an eye.
I
But
mean,
see,
but
the thing is,
it does come across that way because for a white person who your race is already considered superior, right? So there's no need for you to even say that. So for you to say it and then say, yes, I think we're the superior race, and yes, I'm racist, it does come across as white power.
I think I understand. I definitely understand what you're saying. It just hit different because we've been marginalized and oppressed and at the hands of white people. So it don't matter if that's the truth. It don't matter if you was just speaking honestly. Like it hit different when it come out your mouth. You see what I'm saying? So I understand the frustration and the angst behind that coming from us and hearing it from a white person. With us saying it, I mean, uh, it's almost like throwing pebbles at armor, right? Like we can say it, and it's like, yeah, what the fuck ever. Like you might be physically stronger than us, but we really run the world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, yeah, y'all might be physically superior, but that's really it. You know what I mean? Like we'll
Yeah.
watch y'all run, jump, slam, fight, box, whatever. But when it come down to it, we still the superior race because we run everything.
I think the major issue that I have internally is that I understand what he meant because I think that way. But the fact of understanding what he meant makes me give him a pass on it, right? But at the same time, it bothers me that it doesn't bother me because of the fact of, as a race of people, black people, we are so forgiving when anything happens. You know what I'm saying? That is like kind of against us. We kind of like, oh well, I understand what he meant, or he didn't really mean it like that, or blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? There's no list of demands for him to, you know what I'm saying? For him to make it better with us. You know?
Well, I mean, if you want to be honest, he lost his job behind it. So I mean, no, do you want to give them? Do you want them to give him a list of things to do for him to get his job back, or is him losing his job sufficient?
Him losing his job ain't nothing, honestly.
I think so. Here's the thing: in the court of public opinion, he's already scarred, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's lost his job. He's probably never going to teach again because no
He's
school.
gonna be teaching next week.
I highly doubt it.
He'll be teaching next week. What?
Not in this climate.
Go to the right school. Go to Dallas.
He's gonna be teaching next week.
They're gonna say, "I like the way you think."
That's why the list of demands part is important, because if you notice, every time somebody does something to offend the black community, it's don't do that. Say you sorry. Give him a month. They didn't forget. He back to doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Anytime it's somebody from our community who offends, they hold it forever. You know what I'm saying? You never get away from it, ever. So I don't believe that this punch, like I say, he lost his job. They're gonna find a way to get him his back pay from being fired. Watch. They're gonna find a way to get him back in there and get his back pay from him being fired or something.
Quietly.
I think. I mean, it'd be tough, right? I mean, he'd probably have to go to a school where there aren't any black kids because, like I said, in the court of public opinion, he's already scarred. He already got that, figuratively, he got that R on his forehead already. So it's like
they're gonna give him a chance to explain it. They're gonna give him a chance to explain it. They're gonna it'll get so deep, they're gonna use this here to change the word, the meaning of racism to how I think it is.
You know what's crazy? And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but when things offend the black community, there's always a way to move the goalpost to make it to where the blow wasn't as hard as we received it.
Yes.
When, like you said, when we offend another group, it's almost like the goalpost is moved in the opposite direction, and it seems like we overdid it, even if it's a point of us speaking just from maybe not knowing or not fully understanding. So it's like the punishment for us is always extreme, and the punishment for others is super lenient.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's why I said it kind of bothers me that it doesn't bother me. You know,
I think, but like you said, it just comes from how you define racism. We've had this conversation ad nauseum. We've had this conversation. We damn near had this conversation every year. It seemed like with me, you and me both. You know, I have a different view. I feel you feel that everybody's racist. I feel that everybody's prejudiced. And it's just how we define those two terms in our heads.
correct.
So, you know, I don't know. We it's tough. But to kind of get back on the topic with regards to freedom of speech, and how what are the protections of freedom of speech?
It
What
don't seem like there's none right now outside of legally. You know what I'm saying? Like in a courtroom or something. But it's like your speech, your what you say can be attacked anywhere now because every group except for the black group is so sensitive, and their sensitivities are protected. You know.
so let me ask this. Is it the fact that speech is free, but there's a price to
But
pay?
the consequences, but you still got to pay consequences for it.
Exactly. So you have the right to say what you want, but you
But
also
those consequences only come in when you offend certain groups with your speech. Like I said, you can attack the black community all you want, and don't get me wrong, there'll be a minor, you know what I'm saying, upheaval or something for a short period of time, and then you back to business as usual. But if you offend the LGBTQ community, you damn near gone forever. I can't say the and the second word together. Dave said you ain't supposed to say them two words in the same sentence back to back.
You can't say what?
Jewish people, just Jewish
Right?
people.
You can't say the
JEWS.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You can't say them together. You do that, they come to get you. But if you offend that group of people, you know what I'm saying, it's pretty much taken care of for you. You can say
Which
the
I
blacks.
thought was fucking. That's almost as bad as saying nigga. The blacks to me. I think
You can say the blacks all you want. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say the gays. You know what I'm saying? You got to say the LGBT kids alphabet.
So wait, I'm looking at this first line and it says freedom of speech includes the right to.
I can't read it. It's too small. Blow it up.
You can kind of.
I can see it. I can read it. It says freedom of speech includes the right not to speak, specifically the right not to salute the flag. Wasn't that whole situation with Colin Kaepernick about him not saluting the flag, or was it the Pledge of Allegiance?
No, it was a flag, but it was the national anthem. It was the fact that he took a knee during the national anthem instead, because they want you to all rise, turn toward, put your heart over your chest and your hand over your heart or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he chose to just take a knee at that point. You know what I'm saying? Against it. So it wasn't so much. Now they tried to make it about the flag. They made it about the national anthem and everything, that he was disrespecting the flag, he was disrespecting the national anthem and all of that, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? That was his freedom of speech to do that. That was his way to protest in silence, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? It was a black person protesting against something outside of the black community to them.
And he lost everything.
He lost everything for exercising his freedom of speech.
Okay, so look at this last one. Or are you just gonna go through them all?
I see that I was looking at that last one too. Specifically the burning the flag in protest.
Right. I thought that was
you
against
can
the
burn
law.
the flag. You can burning the flag is protected in your freedom of speech. Now, what will happen is
though only in protest is what it says.
Right, in protest. But what will happen is now, most times, if you see, like, there's been cases where people have been in protest and they burnt the flag, and then they'll go to like run for an office or something like that, and they'll bring that up. And like, this person here burnt our flag, or this person did whatever, disrespected our flag, and they'll try to use that against the person in their campaign and stuff. A white player who kneeled before him.
There was, I forget his name, but yes, there was a couple black athletes that did it, black players that did it before Colin too. I just forget their names. I'm not sure why the media sensationalized Colin. I don't know why
because his was specifically about blacks being killed.
No, he wasn't the only one that was specifically doing that. There was
Specifically,
guys doing it before him that were in protest of the same issue. I don't know why they honed in on Colin Kaepernick.
I don't remember anybody else before him with the same on the same platform with the same thought.
I don't know that they were maybe as famous as Colin, because obviously Colin was at the time.
Was it Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow.
I think it was Tim Tebow. Was Tim Tebow? I don't recall it was Tim Tebow, but I do know that at the time Colin and Russell were the two top quarterbacks in the league at that time, and
Is he just throwing names out there?
not in dead in the not no fun league. They are not gonna allow two jigaboos to be
Right. And Sharif Abdul Rahim was a basketball player. That was Mark Jackson, wasn't it?
No, I forget his real name. No, that wasn't Mark Jackson.
No, not Mark Jackson from the Wolves. I think his name was Mark Jackson, though. The one who had Tourette's.
I don't think his name was Mark Jackson, though. It wasn't Mark, was it?
I think it was. We'll check it out, but I think it was. But yeah, but his thing wasn't even about taking a knee. His thing was about it was more religion, his religious belief, and there's a whole different thing with him. So what else we got on there is to advertise commercial products and professional services with some restrictions to contribute money under certain circumstances to political campaigns, to use certain offensive words and phrases to convey political messages. Students wear black armbands to school. It looked like somebody just came up with this. I doubt this is what it says in the Constitution about your freedom of speech.
I mean, because a lot of this I ain't heard about. It's like,
yeah, this is like specific. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody came up with it, but I don't see anything on here. Really, like I can say, it's only protected when you don't offend certain groups of people. You know? Mahmoud, that's who it was. Mahmoud Abdul Rahim. You spelled that wrong.
Mahmoud.
Yeah. Freedom of speech does not include the right to incite imminent lawless actions, to make or distribute obscene materials, is that burn?
Yeah, to burn draft cards as an anti-war protest. We don't have draft cards now. There's no draft.
To permit students to print articles in a school newspaper over the objections of the school administration. Of students to make obscene speech in a school-sponsored event. Of students to advocate illegal drug use at a school-sponsored event. But see, I think those things is because of the fact that
this looks specific.
Now, this is just for schools, right?
Yeah, this looks specific to education.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, so I guess that's why he pulled that up, because of that teacher in regards to what he can say in school.
Right.
Yeah, but it said students.
Well, teachers can't do nothing.
It didn't have like a list of what teachers can do. And the thing about it is his speech didn't incite anything. It wasn't illegal.
Technically, well, I mean, it didn't incite like a riot or anything, but it definitely incited, for lack of better terms, a small, like you said, upheaval in the classroom.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. If that was a Chicago school, he would never got in trouble. You know who would have got in trouble?
Lightfoot.
Who would have got in trouble was the kid recording it because you shouldn't have had your phone out in class.
Yeah.
And I think that was why it might have been like a private school because the kid who was recording it, his father's like a producer or something, right?
His father's famous, yeah.
Was it the dude that was recording it? Oh, I thought one of the
kid that was recording it. The kid,
not the kid that was recording it, the kid who was talking.
The kid that was talking, yeah.
When the kid was talking, his father is
Southside. 808 Mafia dude. He produced for Waka, Future all the time. Yeah.
The right to express information, ideas, and opinions free of government restrictions, based on content and subject only to reasonable limitations as the power of the government to avoid a clear and present danger, especially as guaranteed by the 1st and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. But basically, these are affording us rights against the government. So basically what they're saying is you don't have freedom of speech when it comes to groups of people. Because now everyone has a right to feel safe, I guess, or to feel protected. And if your words infringe on their safety or their protection, then there's an issue there.
But what is actually infringing on protections if you're saying, so here's the thing, if I'm speaking hate speech, right? That's one thing. If I'm saying this particular group of people, I can't stand them, I want them to die, whatever. I understand that. That's basically a threat to your protection and your safety. If I'm saying that there's a disagreement between what I believe to be true and what was told to me to be true, how is that an infraction on your protections or your safeties? That's just me having an opinion.
Even go further than that. When did it get to the point whereas we have to all be on the same mindset, whereas I have to have the same feeling about a group of people as you? Because let's take with Kyrie. The big thing is everybody's saying that he's anti-Semitic, that he's anti-Semite, right? Let's just say he was. What's wrong with that? If that's what he is, people are anti-black.
Morally or what? What do you mean?
Period.
Morally? Morally, obviously you shouldn't hate any group just because of who they are.
But there are people who do.
True, 100%. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But obviously, here's the thing. When I think about stuff like that, I always put myself in the shoes of the person who's, I guess, feeling a particular way about it, right? If we're thinking that what's wrong with somebody being anti whatever, I always revert it back to people being anti-black. You don't want anybody to be anti-black towards our plights, our thoughts, our struggles. You know what I mean? So obviously,
what we have had to do is learn to deal with it.
But if they feel like they're a race and it's not just a religion, why is it not just racism? Why is it anti-Semitism as opposed to just racism?
that is an amazing question. I don't have an answer for that. That is an amazing question.
I'm gonna tell you now, Shaka. Her question was Dave Chappelle on SNL.
SNL.
I have before Dave Chappelle went on his sabbatical, I did not like his stand-up. I didn't think he was funny.
Me
the
neither.
Chappelle show was funny. I did like episodes of that. When he came back when he turned down that $50 million and he came back, I really like him on stage now, and that's because I don't feel like he's trying to make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? It feels like I'm just having a conversation with him. He talking. There's some humorous things in there. You know what I'm saying? And he's just being really honest. On SNL, I thought he did a really good job. I didn't see any of the skits. I just saw the monologue. I thought he did a really, really good job of it. And it's the fact that it's Dave Chappelle. I think because if you watch it, what happened even after the show, the what's the organization that they wanted, the ADL, he comes out and what he says is, we didn't expect Dave Chappelle to actually, basically we didn't expect Dave Chappelle to give a hell about what's going on over here, but we expected Saturday Night Live to think more of us as to not put him on there or to not air it. So it wasn't even the fact of coming out trying to say, oh, let's cancel Dave Chappelle or even start something about it. It was more so, why would y'all let him come up there knowing what he gonna say? And the thing is, I don't think he said anything wrong.
I have not seen the monologue in its entirety. I've only heard clips, snippets of it. So I've heard the bit about Kanye and Kyrie. I heard that part. But I heard that there was an entirely different side, political side of it that was even more intriguing than the things that he was saying about Kyrie and Kanye. So I'll probably check that out tonight. But I mean, with Dave Chappelle, I mean, there was, when it was announced that he was going to be on there were people saying, because you know that he has a thing. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but he has a thing with the transgender community where they don't like him. So the whole thing was, I thought they were saying that they thought they canceled him. So why would he even be considered to be on SNL? So now not only has he made enemies with, we'll say that he's made enemies with the two most powerful groups in the world.
You know
And
what it's
you know what?
giving?
He's actually still standing. He hasn't lost anything.
Yeah.
You know what it's
He
giving?
came out and said,
Everything.
y'all can't cancel me. What'd you say, Nicole?
Right. I said what all of this is given, like you're saying, like it's like, what did he say? He didn't even say anything wrong. All of this with Kanye, Kyrie, all of this is given. Keep my name out your mouth. It
Basically.
don't matter what you say.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And
But
you know
you know
what?
what?
To an
He
extent,
said
I
that.
kind of respect that. I really do respect that. Like, I feel like we need to have that, right? We need to have that. We need to have that. Don't speak on me. I don't give a fuck how you saying it. I don't care if you trying to make light of it. We need to have that. Don't speak on us. Like I don't necessarily agree with the punishments that we've been given, but in the same token, shit, we need to have that same about us. We need to be able to say, "Hey, man, I don't give a fuck what you saying about. Don't say nothing if it ain't pro whatever I got going on. I don't want to hear nothing if it ain't pro black. Point blank. Period. If it ain't in a positive light about us, don't say shit. Because if you do, whatever you say,
Right.
it's gonna be negative in my eyes. I don't understand what you're saying. Use all these big ass words, so I'm taking it.
I'm gonna take it as disrespect. He said, use too many big ass words, and I don't understand them. So we're gonna take it as disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But
Hold on. Excuse me one second.
yeah, he did. He came out. He did say it though. He basically said the issue is that their name is being mentioned. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, he's like, hey,
I respect it. I kind of respect it. I ain't gonna lie. I respect it. I respect it. I feel like we need that. If we had that, who knows where we would be right now. So
in answer to you, Shaka, nobody listens to what somebody is saying once they consider offense is in there. So like that's just like with the teacher we were talking about. They weren't listening to what the teacher is saying. They heard a snippet of it. They got offended. They decided on what they thought he was saying, and then they made a decision based off of that. It's always the same with Dave Chappelle when he's talking about that when he gets into it with the trans community and stuff like that. It's never because um, he says anything really disrespectful. It's because he says anything, and they're not trying to hear anything he said because he is not basically championing. That's the word
Championing.
there. Yeah, that one. So since he's not doing that for them, and he's making light of whatever they have going on or whatever's going on, they are automatically offended by what it is that he has to say, even if it's not offensive.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to that where you can say you can't tell me what's offensive to me, which is true. I can't tell a person what's offensive to them and what offends them, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, they can't tell me how to speak about something. If you deem what I say is offensive to you, guess what? Turn it off. Don't listen to me. You have the right to not come and sit down and listen to me, but you want to
Right.
police what everybody gets to hear. You know what I'm saying? There are some people who like what I have to say, but you don't want them to like that. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying is not holding you in your mind of what a positive light is. So, but he Dave Chappelle right now, and right now he the king of the hill. So it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? He say what he want, when he want it, how he want it, and
And they
ain't
do
nothing
not
gonna
like
happen. And that's all they gonna do is just not like it. And he gonna say, "Oh well." And the thing is, I don't need any of you guys' money. Period. I don't need anything from you. And the Netflix shows that he had, the Netflix didn't pay him to put those shows on. He paid his own money, made the shows, and then sold them to Netflix. Said, "Oh, y'all want my shows? This is how much it's gonna cost you to get them. I'll sell them to you." He pre-produced all the stuff himself, so he's self-contained. And he basically Tyler Perry. And I think that's the big draw to him too, that he's his own person. He do what he wants. Which was what Kanye was trying to say. I didn't listen to too much of the last couple interviews. I listened to the one when he was in the car. I listened to most of that one.
Man, did you see the look in his face, his eyes? He was
I,
he was serious. It's like this is what it is. I mean, he was
yeah,
putting it out there. All of the conspiracy theories, right? Where people say, "Oh, they make you do X, Y, and Z," or if you don't fall in line, this is what happened. And we see the evidence of it, but nobody wants to believe it. So when he just comes out and say it, and basically he not crazy until he's saying something against them. Now he's crazy.
he said that. I mean, he said, if you notice, I mean, I'm not crazy until I'm saying something that's true that they don't like. Then I'm crazy. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of truth to what it is that he says and how he says things. I just, at certain times, I got to pull out of some of the stuff. When they start talking about people were being sacrificed and this here, it's time for me to pull out that conversation because that's not me saying I don't believe you or whatever, but then I started to think a different way because I'm not the person. I don't believe in people who went to the casting couch being able to crucify the person they was on the couch with now. You know what I'm saying? I don't give you that right. So you can't come to me and say that this person was that okay, like I went and slept with this guy, and the only reason I slept with him was so I can get this part in the movie, and he told me I had to do it, blah 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 blah, and you did it and did it and did it, and now once you got established, now you want to blow the whistle on them and say how wrong they were. No, because y'all were equal parts in that. So you can't come to me later and then try to point the finger at them, and I'm going to say, like, oh, they did that. No, because I'm looking at you crazy too. So
Yeah,
I
but
can't
it's a
hear.
little more. But it's a little more
So what I'm saying, so
sinister.
I can't hear you start to
Okay.
talk about people being sacrificed for your career, and now all of a sudden it's coming out. You know what I'm saying? Later on, once you've profited from it, I can't deal with that.
Nobody is trying to say they're victims. I guess my whole thing is I don't look at nobody that did whatever they had to do for them to get where they are, right, as victims, even if their conscience is eating them up and now they're trying to get out of it. You're not a victim, but the point is nobody believes that that's what's going on to get there. Nobody believes that that's what you have to do. People want to say, oh, whenever it's a black person they had to do something wrong to get, they couldn't just get it right. But it's not just black people.
I understand all of that. I don't want to hear it from you. I
You
don't
want
want
to
to hear
hear
it.
it from somebody who didn't take it. There's people that's blasting it who said I went the other way.
Guess what? I want to hear from somebody who didn't take it, or I want to hear from you when it happens. Get convicted in your soul when it happens.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
stuff out, but nobody believes those people. I saw a video of a rapper. I don't know who he is, but basically he said, but he wouldn't, he kind of alluded. What he said was, he said, all I'm going to say is, because they was asking him about the Illuminati and sacrifices. He said, all I'm going to say is, I'll put it like this. There's three doors. You can either go left, right, or straight. If you go, I don't know if the door on the left is some homosexual stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the door on the right, some sacrificial stuff. I don't know. But I chose to go straight, which means, oh, you gonna have to do it yourself. So I chose straight. And you see, you ain't heard nothing else from me.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'll listen to him, but I'm not listening to nobody who want to tell me years later after they've made all this money and now you want to blow the whistle. I don't want to hear what you got to say on that subject.
But why not? Somebody like me who has a daughter who just came to me and said, you know what, I don't want to be a nurse anymore. The only thing I want to do is music. That's something I need to know.
I'm not saying don't get to. I'm saying I don't want to hear it from somebody who then did to do. Now all of a sudden you're a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire, or whatever, and now all of a sudden you want to break down the doors and show everybody what's going on and tell. I don't want to hear anything from you because you're part of the problem.
Okay, so are we saying that humans don't change?
Nope, I'm not saying that.
So it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've all done things that we're not proud of, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
I made a mistake and I'm coming to the people to right my wrongs, is that something that you don't want to be a part of?
In the vein that we're talking about, this is past a mistake.
How so?
If we're talking about sacrificing somebody that you loved to get ahead in your life, to me, that's not a mistake.
I think that it's hard to understand that, especially when you've lost somebody really close to you. So it's hard to understand that. I don't think it will ever make sense in anybody with the same thought, the same thought process. I don't think it would make sense. But if you're blinded by fame, excuse me, money, a bunch of bullshit, it could cloud you. You've
Okay.
seen friends kill friends over small shit. I'm pretty sure in the hood you didn't heard of or seen a friend kill another friend over a girl, over the smallest amounts of money. And after the fact, you can have regret over it. You know what I mean? You could feel like, damn, it really wasn't worth that. You see
And a
what I'm
lot of times it's not presented as soon as you say, oh, sign this what you got to do. It's when they see that you got influence. You done already got a taste of the life and you're doing this and doing that. Now it's like, okay, if you want to keep this, this is what it is.
He like,
I
yeah, I hear all that, but fuck that.
that's literally how I feel. And the casting couch is what I brought up to equate it to that. because I feel the same way about the casting couch.
I mean, I agree on that note.
No, I'm saying because he put in, he thought we were talking about the casting couch. I brought the
You
casting
know
couch
where
up.
that was from.
I brought the casting couch up because I feel the same way about that. I don't believe a person should be able to go in here and do everything that they say they didn't want to do, but they did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? To get to a certain point. And then now, once you're extra successful, now you want to come back and say, well, he made me sleep with him to get in that movie.
But see, but this is what I'm saying, man. It's a difference between the casting couch and sacrificing.
It's a big difference.
And that's why I say, and that's why I say that's something, regardless on who is telling it or what at what time they telling it. I just feel like the difference is everybody know about the casting couch. Nobody is saying, "Oh, you crazy? That ain't really happening." Nobody believes about the sacrifices and this person, you have to be homosexual. They make you do homosexual activities to do this and then get into these or blah blah blah. Nobody believes that stuff.
And I really don't want to hear about it then if it happens today and you wait 30 years or 15 or 20 years from now when you're successful. Now, guess what? Now you're comfortable in your life. And now you have, because to me, that's not a regret now.
But they might not be speaking out of regret. They just might be speaking out of, hey, this is what goes on. So if you want to get in this industry,
because you don't care. You
don't think that's information somebody that wants to get into that business should know?
People who, guess what? I'm going to tell you now, if a person really wants to get into that business and you're saying something derogatory about the business, they're not listening to you anyway. Because if they don't believe it happened, they don't care what you're saying, especially if you're saying it 20 years later. Because you know what they thought process? Why are you just saying something now? You just don't want me to get there. You want to keep it for yourself. You want to be successful. They're not believing you anyway.
But the information still should be out there, I think.
I'm not saying the information, but I would rather take the information from somebody who either didn't take the red pill or the moment it happened, your regret should happen when it happened.
But everybody don't think like you.
That's true. And I know this.
Everybody don't have your willpower. Some people come from nothing in the dirt and they feel like, man, I got this now. And I want to keep it.
And my mama had to die for it?
I was just going to say, it's a whole different beast when you like, well.
But it's a lot of times.
Grandma in there, she only got
we don't know exactly how it happened. We don't know exactly. They don't, for all we know, they don't say, this your mama Jay-Z cousin got killed. His mama didn't get killed. Who determines what family member? Maybe they say, they look and see. Like with Kanye, they look and saw, hey, this is a relationship. Oh, that's going to be a big sacrifice for him. Maybe he don't know who the sacrifice going to be.
I think it's like if it's a loved one, regardless of who it is, an uncle, cousin, auntie, brother, sister, son.
Look at Lauryn Hill. They told her to abort her baby, and she said no. That would have been her sacrifice.
What did she say?
But I'm just saying.
What did she say?
Everybody is not as strong as that. She said no.
What I'm saying is, I would rather hear it from the person who either said no, or the person that when it happened, they had the remorse then. I don't want to hear it from a person who went along with it or who found out about it a year after that this was your sacrifice. And now you want to come out with it 30 years later after you just made all the money off of it and everything. I don't want to hear about it from you then.
Who is your favorite new rapper today, cuz?
My favorite new rapper?
Like new rapper, like new rapper. Not like an old school rapper, like a new rapper. Relatively new. That's famous.
What would we consider new? Like how long?
I mean, within the last 5 years or so.
Oh shit! I don't know.
Somebody at y'all door.
That's my door. I just had.
I saw your face with the door knock. Like
I don't know, because I like J. Cole, I like Kendrick, but they ain't considered new, right?
Not really, but the point I was trying to make was
maybe the baby. I like the baby.
So what if the baby came out right now and was like, "Hey man, they tried to get me," but it's ironically he lost his father too, which is really ironic that you said the baby, but he lost his father right at the height of his success. But like, what if he was to come out and be like, "Oh yeah, they said I had to lose my dad," and it's still relatively new. So like, if he was to speak on it right now, would you listen to it?
He just lost his dad.
It's been like a year or two.
I would. that would work for me. You know what I'm saying? You can get remorse in that amount of time, but 20 years later, 30
But
years
who
later,
says
now
that? What if they not
I didn't say
remorseful?
no, bro.
But what if he not remorseful? What if they like, man? What if they just expose
Hey,
and say,
so
this what's going on? If you ain't built for this, you ain't built for this. They just tell them what happened. They not remorseful because, hey, I got what I want. They don't really care about family. They don't care about nobody. And
I
they
think
just
that,
tell them
you know
what it
what, to me,
is.
that's a different type of speech then. You know what I'm saying? But if we take Kanye, for instance, right now, with him going through all this time about sacrifices and stuff, his is not coming out as, I just want to give y'all information. It's coming out like, oh, y'all need to know this here because this is why this is happening to me. This is what they doing over there. He's trying to shine a bad light on the people who are against him now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that part of your argument.
I mean, but it's still true though.
I don't want to hear, but I'm not listening to that part of your argument in order for me to be against them. I'm already probably against whatever's going on over there. I'm not saying that, oh, I'm going to hear it and just go back, oh, these niggas killing people. Oh, well, so what? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't have any remorse for you on that. Because it's not like you're telling us this because you've been pricked in your soul or something.
I guess we looking at it differently. You looking at it as, yeah, you telling me this. I ain't listening to that. I don't care. You chose to do that. I'm not getting this information based on the feel sorry for Kanye
No.
or nothing
I'm not
like
listening
this.
to it
I'm
like
getting
that.
this information to say, damn, this is what's going on.
I'm listening to it from the fact of saying that you're only telling us this because you want us to be against the people who you're fighting right now.
And that's true. But
that's
does it really
only
matter?
reason this, to me, it does.
So let me tell you this. So let's just say somebody, you met a female, right? And a person knows specifically that.
Hold on one second.
yes, Saya. It's expensive though. It's not cheap, but Saya is probably, in my opinion, this is biased, but probably the best black shoe company out.
Okay.
The boots that I had on that Autumn's party, those were Saya's. You gave me a compliment on them, but those
Saya,
SIA.
SIA. Somewhere in America is what it's an acronym for.
Oh, okay.
I got a pair around here somewhere.
I got a bunch of
and
them.
they expensive.
Yes, they expensive.
What's expensive? And you got a bunch of them.
They're
These niggas rich.
They're at least $150.
Look, these niggas rich. Talking about the expensive now. I got a lot of them around here.
Go ahead. What you saying? You saying?
Well, I'm trying to think of a good analogy of something on you. Like you meet a female that she's just out to, I don't know, just do something wrong, right? To you. But this person has been going along with her. And now she did something that he don't like. So now he's only telling you this information because he wants you to be against her. But what he's telling you is true. So he warning you. But he's warning you only because he mad at her. You gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna still fuck with her because I don't like the place that it's coming from.
No, I ain't fucking with neither one of them. That's my thing. I'm not saying that I'm going to disregard the information that's coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And say that there. But what I'm saying is I'm not dealing with either person now. The fucked up people who doing the shit or the source that it came from. Because the source that it came from is not doing something to benefit me. He wasn't doing it for my benefit. It was all the fact that I need you on my team right now because they just took $1.5 billion from me. I need us to get together. So now guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tear down the walls of what they do. I'm going to let y'all know my mama was a sacrifice.
I mean,
Michael Jordan daddy was a sacrifice.
I get
Jay-Z
it.
nephew was, you know what I'm saying?
Because I get it. You feel like if none of that stuff had happened, he wouldn't be. Well, I don't know. He was talking about this stuff before he lost those deals. He was talking about this stuff before that. It all started when he started talking about Jay-Z and them at their concert. He been starting to out them. And I think it all came from his guilt from his mother. Not stuff they were doing to him.
Since I don't follow it enough, this is my first time ever hearing him on this subject.
Yeah, he been talking about it. That's why they been saying he was crazy. That's why
You
they
ain't getting
been
nothing.
saying he was crazy. He been talking about it way before he lost these deals.
Shit, you ain't getting nothing for $80. You can get that up.
You get some socks, maybe a shirt. But they do have a women's line, and the women's stuff is not as expensive as the men's stuff.
It's rough, but this is the thing about what it is the shoes cost so much for them to make, and they do limited runs because like one mold just to get one size, I think it's $10,000 for that mold.
Yeah, for the mold.
Just for the
Dang.
mold of the shoe. So for him to
Is
make
that how it is for any shoe company? Because I was
that's
thinking
how it
about
is for the
making
shoe
shoes.
companies. It's different. Like what you can
Each
do,
mold is different, so I'll explain it. Right.
His is custom though.
This is Osaya. This is the CVO2, the Culture Voltage O2. This is the high top. So this sole here, just for this size, was $10,000. This is the sock runner, a different shoe. This mold for this size, $10,000.
And you have to do a mold for every size. That's why they don't do half size.
Right. So this a boot.
Those
mold,
cute.
$10,000.
So it's $10,000 per size.
Yeah.
Per size to make
This
the mold.
Shit, I have one size.
No. For
Each
the
one,
company.
even the same. This is the same as that black one. This just a low top. The same
But
sole.
it's the same, and you got to have a.
Same, but you gotta have a different one. So this one.
Say, damn, Jay had a good birthday, huh?
Nah, this a light pack right here. Yeah, but that's
take it off the screen. What the fuck wrong with your boy?
And those shoes about 150.
nah.
Look,
Nah.
don't say it online. I don't want nobody trying to break in your house thinking you rich.
I'm definitely not rich.
It's looking that way.
It's giving money.
Right.
I got a problem.
That's true.
Like tell me all the time, I need to stop. I got a problem.
Yeah. So, but there are different ways to do it. What Saya does is, since he is a custom, he started off as a seamster. You know what I'm saying? So he was making his own stuff too. But say like if you wanted to start a shoe company, there are brands out where you can go through the brand. You don't have to get the mold for every shoe. You can kind of send in designs and they'll work with you and get your shoe in. But the issue is you don't really get to choose with the materials that go in them and like things like that. The reason that he gets to charge so much for his shoe is because of the material that's in them. A lot of his shoes glow in the dark. They got glow in the dark in them, in the soles, they change color. Some of them change color out in the lights. They all like if he's using leather, it's real leather in the materials. So he gets to choose his material that he puts in there. And I think he even went over and got I think he does it he got his own factory where he makes them.
Yeah, food factories.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to start a shoe molding company.
Get you a factory. That's where the money is.
Yeah, the money's in the factory. Money's in the factory. So it works out like that. But
exactly. I say the same thing, Linnell. I could be addicted to other shit. I could be addicted to shit that's way more expensive. And maybe not.
No, crack is less expensive. It just in the long run is more.
Buy more of it in a shorter span.
Right. You can get more for your money. You get more bang for your buck.
Man,
you get more bang for your buck if you change your addiction.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm slowing down on this one. We got other priorities now, so I'm slowing down on this addiction, and we on some other stuff.
Yeah, crack is whack. Oh, my fault.
That's right. I make too much money to ever smoke crack.
Nicole don't think that's funny. That's her favorite person.
It's not funny. Look.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean no disrespect.
Don't you be talking about Whitney.
That's what Miss Bonita go off.
Crack is a poor man's drug. My bad. Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah. So,
is it crack cocaine or just cocaine?
If you let my uncle know it, I'll say it's crack cocaine.
Crack cocaine.
Yeah, they're a compound word. You can't say one without the other.
Man, you could tell when somebody on it too. They have a crack knot. My dad used to say that crack. He was like, he do crack. I'm like, how you know? You don't see that crack knot?
Crack knot on his head. Mm-hmm. See? All right, y'all. It's time for us to get up out of here.
Definitely.
I was hoping Egypt would be back by now.
Why, you want her to get some freedom of speech words out to us?
We was gonna sing happy birthday to Jay, but she ain't get home from work.
Oh, they never saw happy birthday to you?
No,
They be going in too, boy, I'm telling you.
I would appreciate
that. See? I don't know. Call Tristan and Twin in.
They going to pick her up. They was leaving when we started. So that's why I'm like,
where's she working?
it's only like 15 minutes away. What time is it right now?
We've been on an hour and a half.
I mean, but what time is it?
10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock for me.
Yeah.
They should have been here. I hope they are right.
They probably stopped and grabbed some toys. Went to the store.
On that note, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Again, also, as Nicole said at the top of the show, like, share, subscribe. And if you're watching on the replay, we appreciate you making it from the beginning and hearing Nicole telling you what to do all the way to the end. Listen to me tell you what to do. Please like, share, subscribe, share. We love and appreciate all the support that we get. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. We ain't got no Twitter. Email. We don't get any emails from anybody. Please email us. Let us know that y'all exist. Okay? Just email us. Just say hi. Something.
Okay.
You gonna tell them the email address?
It's theopinionatedpodcast@gmail.com.
I figured it out so much, but damn, you're right.
Y'all lame as y'all say the, I say the, but it's the opinionated podcast at gmail.com. Blue check mark. No, we ain't going.
That is actually
it is the. It's supposed to be the if it's a vowel, right?
Yes.
To say the.
Is
the next word it starts with a vowel. So you're right.
We did not touch on Elon and Twitter. That's a topic maybe we can touch on next week, but he is changing.
Big wilding over there.
Yes.
Too long. It's easy to remember, Joe.
Joe, don't be like that.
Jeez. All right, y'all. Let's move along. Like I said, we appreciate all y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. We will see you guys next week.
Right.